Morning, friends. I am back in the shop today after a week or so of being on the road. Last weekend was all about getting ready to be on the road for a week, so I didn't get anything done on the boat. But I've got things waiting to assemble, and this morning I've got one day before I'm on the road for another week to do some stuff. So what I'm going to do today is start to prep my shear shelf for the sides. So I've been looking at it, I've been thinking about this, and I need to cut the angle. I need to plane the angle, outside angle, to slant up the sides. Shouldn't be rocket science, but I was thinking about this, and Brian's got some directions in the book on how to do this. But I think what I'm going to do, I was just looking at my planer here, and it's got the guide that all these sorts of tools have on them. So I had a piece of 1/4-inch rod, which I affixed, you see that? There you go, to the planer. Now I can just, I'm not sure if I can show this or not. I can kind of use it as a guide for the angle. All right, so that makes a pretty nice edge. If I bring this right in here, you can see where I've got the good bevel. That's nice square. Now I'm leaving this section flat as per the book, because that lets you know when you cut in to the board so much that you might be decreasing the width. So this helps. I took a black Sharpie and marked the lower edge, the flat edge, so I could kind of maintain the contrast as I was planing it down, make sure I didn't cut into it too much. So I think I did okay. All right, I'm ready to start installing the blocks. So what's going to go on here is these blocks are cut at the angle of the sides that the sides will go on. I'm going to mount them flush, and then when I install the sides, they'll butt up against that and be securely fastened without actually being fastened to the chine. All right, all fastened on, and you will notice that they are all wrapped in plastic, so I don't end up gluing them permanently to the boat. And onto the side braces. All right, so I think I've got this cut to the correct size. This is a 2x4. I spent way too much money on it. It's very straight grain 2x4. It's just perfect grain. But I thought I'd do a little nicer lumber since this is something that's going to show on the inside. And I measured, got all the chine, cut a little extra, and then I came back and I carefully, at that 1/32 inch at a time, trimmed off the end. First, to make sure that the angle was correct, about 18 degrees I think was right on. And then getting it down so it would sit flush just on the inside, square, so it lines up with these. And then down here on the bottom, it sits just perfectly flush with the chine, with the shear shelf, inside of the shear shelf. And I got it just perfect. And then I have pre-driven a couple of screws, top and bottom, to drive in and hold it, to clamp it while it's gluing. So that is exactly where I want it. Now I'm going to wet the end grains, let it set for a while. I need to sand the inside of the chine here a little bit. That's bare wood, that should be fine. Pre-wet that, and then I will put that in place and glue it and clamp it, and then I can move on to the next one. And I tell you, for what I paid for these boards, I spent a long time measuring and remeasuring and double checking. All right, the side braces are on the, what is that, the port side. They are gluing. I'm gonna let them rest for a while. Ooh, well, it's not that easy to put the siding on. I have brought it in here. My wife to help me put it up to the side, but then to hold it there and to get it to bend, I ended up using a couple of straps, placed the siding up against the blocks. I got this corner one in. Actually, what I did first is measure the length of the scarfed plywood back here, and that's where I wanted the this corner to be. Then I raised the front so that I would have a vertical line, so it should make scarfing the second half easier. Then I put the straps on, tightened it into place, and started putting screws in it to get it bent over. And then I took a pencil, went into the inside here, and it's a little hard to see, but just marked it in there and along the underside of the gunnel. And now I'm going to undo it all and cut it and fiberglass it and let it cure for 3 or 4 hours before I put it back on. So there you go. I guess I won't get both sides done today. Oh well. I got one side on. I got a quarter of it sided. The front porch side on. I got it cut to shape, fiberglass the back side, let it cure to at least pretty firm state, and then hung it up there and have it seated and puttied in place. So it's starting to look like a boat. And I'm tired. I didn't realize that would be quite so hard, but at least I know what I'm up for now. And it seems to be continuing to move along. What a boat. See you guys later.